So we did get reports from some responding crews yesterday that when they did go in to find the head of the fire behind the convenience store on Highway 290, they did see the suspect standing by his vehicle back there in that area. They didn't notice anything out of the ordinary about the person, but they let responding crews know that they had somebody in there. They told him to leave multiple times. When he didn't leave, they asked for the assistance of the Austin Police Department to come and remove him. At that point, they determined that this is a person that we might want to talk to, so they called the fire department and they called our fire arson investigators in to speak with the gentleman. We spoke with the gentleman multiple times. He does admit to starting a campfire back there approximately 12 o'clock that afternoon. He says at 12 o'clock, about 12:15, he went to the local convenience store to buy beer. We confirmed that via surveillance footage. He also admitted to leaving the coals hot to that fire about 12:15 when he went to the convenience store. Fire broke out about 1:30, 1:32 that afternoon. In speaking with him, we're pretty confident that he did not directly start the 100-acre brush fire, but based on his reckless actions, and I'll get into the reckless part in a minute, is based on his actions of starting a campfire in a high wind condition when there's a burn ban in effect in a high brush area and then leaving that campfire unattended. We are 100% confident that those actions led to the winds blowing some of those embers and starting that fire. If you've been over there behind the convenience store and able to see where the fire starts, and we saw this from the police helicopter Air 1, there's a very definite pattern of where that fire started. About 30 yards behind that fire where it started is where that campfire is. So I'm confident that the wind's strong enough that they blew that fire over in that direction. We talk about why we charge him with state jail felony arson versus second-degree felony arson, which we would normally charge him with. The penal code, section 2802, if you want to read it, about the penal code says somebody's guilty of arson if they intentionally start a fire. It further goes on to state that says if a person intentionally starts a fire and is reckless, and in doing so is reckless about damaging or destroying the building of another, then they're guilty of arson, but it's a lower charge of state jail felony. So the way we broke that down is the suspect did intentionally start the campfire. He admitted to starting the campfire, and by his actions reckless, we mean, and the penal code definition of reckless is he should be aware of but disregards a substantial risk. And when we use a reasonable and prudent person standard, reasonable and prudent person would make the assumption that they shouldn't be burning a grass fire in high brush, dead brush, with a burn ban in effect and 30-mile-an-hour gust winds. So that meets the definition of reckless. So based on those actions, we charge him with the state jail felony arson. We got the probable cause affidavit signed about 9:30 last night. The judge signed it and assigned about assigned a $50,000 bond to it.